Troops are basic units whose main function is to maintain power stability and security in your city. Their job is actually quite simple. Just like troops in real life, they can be ordered to attack the enemy or defend your city fortress. Troops can be obtained from various missions, such as rescue missions, and from troop training camps. And you need to know that troops are divided into 4 types. The first is the shooters, second is hitters, third is pilots, and fourth is wall breakers. And on this occasion, we will discuss each of these troops in detail, but first I want to show you the 4 simple steps you need to know in order to get the best and most generous offers in Age of Apes in the following message. The first step is to download Age of Apes using link that I have provided in the video description. After completing downloading and installing Age of Apes, then we go to the second step. You download an application called AppCoin's Wallet from the Aptoid website or from the App Store and Google Play. Choose whichever method is most convenient for you. And the third step, after AppCoin's Wallet is installed, you can set up payment using your credit card or PayPal account, or you can use the top-up method, which is more convenient in my opinion. After that, we go to the fourth and final step. Here you enter my code in the Rewards tab in AppCoins. The code is Aeon. After applying the code, you can get an extra bonus of 5% in AppCoins credits for every purchase you make in Age of Apes, which I think is quite a generous offer at this time. Thank you, Aptoid. So, what are you waiting for? Download Age of Apes now using my link and code Aeon and get this best offer as soon as possible. And now, let's go back to the video. Let's discuss the first type of troops, namely shooters. Shooters are troops who specialize in long-range attacks. The advantages of this type of troop are in their basic attack attributes, where you could say their basic attack stats are the highest in the game. However, besides their strong attack power, shooters also have very weak basic attributes in terms of defense, so this makes them more fragile compared to other types of troops. Apart from that, their basic stats such as health and marching speed are better than hitters and wall breakers troops, and their load ability is better than pilot troops. And the most important thing is that the abilities of the shooters troops will be very effective when fighting hitters troops. Then the second type of troops is hitters. In contrast to shooters, hitters are troops who specialize in close combat, and the advantages of this type of troop are in their basic defensive attributes, where you could say their basic defensive stats are the highest in the game. However, besides their strong defense, hitters troops also have a very weak basic attribute in health, so this makes their chances of survival lower compared to other types of troops. Apart from that, their basic stats such as attack are better than pilot troops, their marching speed stats are better than wall breaker troops, and their load ability is better than pilots and shooters troops. And the most important thing is that the abilities of the hitters troops will be very effective against the pilots troops. Then the third type of troops is pilots. Different from shooters and hitters, pilots are troops who specialize in mid-range attacks and move very quickly, and the advantages of this type of troop are in their marching speed and basic health attributes, where you could say their basic march speed and health stats are the highest in the game. However, besides their great march speed and health stats, pilots troops also have very weak basic attributes in attack and load, so this makes their attacks duller and their load capacity is unreliable when gathering resources compared to other types of troops. Apart from that, their basic stats such as defense are better than shooters. And the most important thing is that the abilities of the pilots troops will be very effective when fighting shooters troops. Then the fourth and final type of troops is wall breakers. Different from shooters, hitters, and pilots, wall breakers are troops who specialize in destroying buildings, and the advantages of this type of troop are in their basic load attribute, where you could say their basic load stats are the highest in the game. However, besides their great load stats, wall breakers troops also have a very weak basic attribute in marching speed, so this makes them easier to attack compared to other types of troops. Apart from that, their basic stats such as attack are better than hitters and pilots, their defense stats are better than shooters, and their health stats are better than hitters. And the most important thing is that the ability of the wall breakers troops will be very effective when players want to siege and penetrate the opponent's city fortifications, such as facing towers and defensive buildings. And these are 2 important points that you need to know based on my previous explanation about types of troops. The first point, shooters are the troops with the strongest attacks in the game, and are troops that can easily defeat hitters troops, but are weak against pilots troops. And hitters are the troops with the strongest defense in the game, and are troops that can easily defeat pilots troops, but are weak against shooters troops, while pilots are agile troops and have high survivability in the game. and are troops that can easily defeat shooters' troops, but are weak against hitters' troops. And finally, wall breakers are the troops with the highest load ability in the game, so they will be very effective for gathering resources in the world area and penetrating the opponent's city defenses, but are weak when faced with shooters, hitters, and pilots' troops. And the second point, each type of troops has 5 levels, where level 1 troops are in the common or weakest category. Level 2 troops, included in the better category, have normal power. Troops level 3 is included in the much better category, its power is at the improvement stage. Troops level 4 is included in the very much better category, where the power is quite strong. Troops level 5 is included in the so very much better category, or you could say the strongest troop level in the game. So always upgrade the troop training camp, so you can train more troops and research even higher level troops in the research lab, so you can access troops with much better levels and combat abilities. And we come to the conclusion, troops are units in the game that have different strengths and specializations, but these differences can complement each other. Training or promoting troops continuously and non-stop is also one of the best ways for you to increase your overall power in the game. And by knowing the strengths and weaknesses of each type of troops in this game, you can become more adept at developing basic combat strategies, which will definitely make you look like a pro. And if you want to know more about basic tips and strategies for playing Age of Apes, you can check my previous videos or playlist. And if you have questions or additions regarding my previous discussion, feel free to submit them in the comments section. And we'll meet again in the next Age of Apes video. Bye.
Stay with